If you don't guarantee that what you've chosen is perfect for your customers, then again, why should they buy from you? Why should they choose this product? There is this huge element of trust that you need to overcome or you need to assuage to get a customer to buy from you. Hey there, and welcome to the Bringing Business to Retail podcast. If you're looking to get more sales, more customers, master your marketing, and ultimately take control of your retail or e-commerce business, then you're in the right place. I'm Selena Knight, a retail growth strategist and multi-award-winning store owner whose superpower is uncovering exactly what your business requires to move to the next level. I'll provide you with the strategies, the tools, and the insight you need to scale your store. All you need to do is take action. Ready to get started? When it comes to retail and e-commerce, there are a lot of things that will stop a customer from buying. So in this podcast, I'm going to go through one of the key barriers that stop people from purchasing so that you can optimize this peak selling period and get more conversions and more sales. So like I said, there are literally thousands of reasons that a customer won't buy from you. Everything from crappy website pictures, maybe a bad layout in store, poor product mix, old inventory, bad salespeople, bad lighting, like they can't find you. There are so many reasons that customers don't buy from you. Like I literally could sit here and make a podcast of 1,000 different reasons why. But if you think that you have got your customers dialed in, like that's one of the key things, and the products that you've got are perfect for those customers, but maybe they're still not buying, or you simply want to increase the number of sales you get, this might be what you're missing. Now, let me just give you a bit of backstory to this episode. Earlier on this year, I was confronted by my mentor with the question, why won't you guarantee your product for more than 14 days? So we had on all of our programs a money-back guarantee, but it was only for 14 days. So basically, if you did the work and you weren't happy with the product, then you could get a guarantee. And I said to him, because 14 days gives somebody the opportunity to jump in and have a look around and see if it works for them. And if it doesn't, then we give them their money back. And what he said to me was really, at the time, quite difficult. And I was really defensive, to be honest. But he said to me, if you truly believe in what you've created, if you truly believe in your product, if you know that your customers will get results from using your product, why not offer them like a money back guarantee for longer than 14 days? And so, of course, I jumped in and said the reason why. And this is one of the reasons why you'll find that when you hire like a business coach, or sometimes when you do programs, they're not going to give you a money back guarantee because the person at the other end can't guarantee that you will do the work. It's like when you go to physio, like physical therapy. The trainer can give you all the stuff, but if you don't go home and continue to do the exercises, they can't guarantee you're going to get a result. And that was my big argument, because I can give the best advice, I can give the best calculators and the best strategies, but I can't make somebody use them. I can't make somebody implement them. And I know I've had products that have been downloaded, free stuff that's been downloaded 20,000 times, and people never took action from them. So why would I put my money on the line and the effort that I've put into creating a product and choosing products only to have somebody not put their part in and want their money back? And he said to me, very level-headed, if I couldn't convince myself that my product was amazing, then why should my customers trust me? And that was something that sat with me for quite a few days. And he said to me, I want you to give them a money back guarantee. And I said, well, they haven't, I was very argumentative. They have a money back guarantee. He's like, no, I want you to give them a better money back guarantee. And so I was thinking, well, hold on. If you want to come into my mastermind, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars. And I can't guarantee that you're going to do the work. So why would I give you back that money if you didn't do the work? And I realize now why he said that. Because guarantees, first and foremost, are about you standing by your product, you believing in either what you've created, or in your case, it might be what you've chosen, what you've curated or created. And if people don't get the results that they want, maybe, just maybe, it's because you didn't deliver what they needed. So that sat with me. And as a result, I came back to the drawing board and I implemented a lot of extra things to ensure that you guys, when you come into my programs, get results. So we, in our Supercharge Mastermind, an accountability coach. So someone who is keeping you accountable. In our Scale Your Store program, putting in accountability as well, but it's not one-on-one. So these things that will help you get closer to the results that you want. And I did it. I changed the guarantee that basically said, even if you come into my mastermind and you pay me $25,000 and you do not get that $25,000 back in the time that you are in my program, I will refund you the difference. How many other people can say that? Can you say that? So I've done that with all of my programs. If you put in the work, if you show up, if you do the thing, and what I have provided to you does not get you results, I stand by my product. I will give you your money back, or I will give you the difference. But the onus is on you as well. You have to do the things. You have to put in the work. Now, what's that got to do with you and your store? Well, guarantees, first and foremost, as I said, are about you standing by your product. Because if you don't guarantee that what you've chosen is perfect for your customers, then again, why should they buy from you? Why should they choose this product? There is this huge element of trust that you need to overcome, or you need to assuage to get a customer to buy from you. So, like I said, thousands of reasons as to why someone might not buy from you, but maybe, just maybe, it's because you do not have a guarantee that your customers value. And I'm not talking about just giving someone the option to bring something back in 30 days and swap it out, because that is an expectation now. That is not a guarantee that your customers necessarily value. So I want to talk about some of the guarantees that you could potentially put in place. And again, this is just giving you the idea. Maybe you'll think of something completely different that works for your customer. And if you do, I would love to hear what it is. I love that fact. In my 9 fail-proof ways to move stock, someone else came up with a 10th because they watched the training. It sparked some inspiration. It went freaking viral. Now, I'm not claiming credit to it, but I am going to deliver it to you and give you credit to Marie, who thought of it, because you need the strategies. So I digress. I want to go through some different kinds of guarantees. But what I want you to think about as we go through these is, if you are just offering bog standard guarantees that all your competitors are offering, then why should your customers shop with you? Why should they come to you and not go to Target? Why should they come to you and not go to Walmart or Kmart or a big box department store? Because they can probably get a different guarantee with them. So going into this, if the reason you haven't been offering a really great guarantee is because you think you're going to be taken advantage of, or you think that the manufacturer won't live up to their end of the bargain, what does that say to you? What does it say to you about your customers? And what does it say to you about the products that you're buying in? So sometimes a guarantee is simply about the way that you word what you're offering. And when you put this guarantee together, and if you Google guarantees for retail stores or guarantees for e-commerce brand, I don't know, something like that, guarantees for shopping online, I'm sure you'll come up with more than the few that I'm going to give you. These are the ones that just came to the top of my mind as I was thinking of putting this together, because this conversation earlier on got me thinking, and someone just questioned me about the guarantee. So I thought this is a great topic for you guys to listen to. But your guarantee must be worded in a way that any risks that your customer associates with shopping with you not someone else's customer, not shopping with a big box store. What risks do they associate with shopping with you? And how can you mitigate that risk or delete that risk entirely? So some of the things that I have tried in the past in my stores, some of them were successful, some of them were not. But when we implemented fail-proof guarantees in our business, like we were a manufacturer of a product and we gave a lifetime guarantee on it. Now, that meant that we could charge more for the product, but it also meant that we had to stand by the product. So it had to mean that our manufacturing process, the margin of error or the margin of refund had to be calculated into it. But that meant that we sold probably 5-to-1 to our competitors, 5 products for every one of theirs. So offering something like a guarantee not only increases your brand credibility, but it also can increase the price that people are prepared to pay for the exact same product somewhere else. So what I like is things like a satisfaction guarantee. A satisfaction guarantee isn't on necessarily a product size or a product's composition. It is, are you just happy with the product? Because sometimes happiness with the product is nothing to do with the product itself. It's got to do with, let's just say you buy a cushion or a rug and you take it home and it didn't quite work out. It doesn't mean the product's bad. It doesn't mean that you didn't choose the right thing. Sometimes it's just not the right choice for your customer. So ways that you can get around that is looking at, if your customers are not satisfied, how can you make sure they are satisfied? So with each one of these guarantees, you're going to have to step back and say, if I offer this guarantee, what will I need to change, if anything, to ensure that I, 1, convey this offer to my customers, but 2, also I live up to it. And so things that come to mind when we're talking about a satisfaction guarantee is that the onus is on you to be transparent as the seller. So that means having a great sales team who will ask the right questions so that your risk of return or refund drops dramatically. That means making sure that you have great product images on your website so that customers can look and see, get a really good indication of what that product is going to be like. It also means having things like reviews, because reviews, even if they're bad reviews are often because the product is not the right fit for the person. And that could be, I bought this thing, but when I got it home, it wasn't the right shade of pink that I wanted. It doesn't mean that a customer will stop from buying from you. What it does mean actually is a customer is going to be more thoughtful in their purchase. And as a result, your refund or return rate drops. So can you see here how when you choose a guarantee, and I've got a few more that I'm going to go through, but when you choose a guarantee like this, it is really about you addressing the needs of your customers and addressing the risks, the barriers to purchase, and then stepping back and saying, as a business, how can we change what we're doing to make sure that our customers have the best chance of walking away with the product that they want? Because having to return a product, having to get a refund is freaking annoying. No one wants to have to cart stuff all the way back to the store, wait in the line, complain about, half the time you get 3rd-degree interrogation about why you're returning the product, and did you want a refund or store credit? And it's just a pain in the ass. So if you can reduce all of that and you can get people over the line to buy, how much happier are your customers going to be? But here's the thing. This comes back to you. This comes back to you being the CEO of your business and taking a good hard look about what your brand promises and how you are going to ensure that you keep that promise. And that is the difference between you and your competition, because your competition probably don't care about their customers, especially if they're a big box store. All they care about is volume. And this is where you get to charge the difference in price for the exact same product. Because I know personally that I will go to a store that offers me great service or that offers chat on their website to help me choose the best product, and I'll pay more for that service because it's something that I value. Is that what your customers value? Have you sat down and looked at what your customers value? Have you asked them? Because all of those answers are going to help you formulate the right guarantee for your business. So the next guarantee that I was thinking about was a free trial. And if you've listened to the podcast for a while, you know that this was something that I implemented in my stores because I had products that we sold, amongst other things, reusable nappies and baby carriers were probably the two biggest things that we sold. And a baby carrier, the ones we sold were upwards of $150, sometimes up to $300. And that is a big investment for something that if it doesn't fit right for you, if you can't get it to sit right on your body and you're going to be carrying around a baby for hours, then you're going to be disappointed if you've spent all that money and it doesn't work and you can't return it. So one of the things that we did was we identified this. It was the biggest obstacle to getting people to buy the much higher value products because they didn't know if it would work for them. So unless they had a friend that they could borrow one from, then they weren't prepared to spend the money. So we did two things here. One, we got a weighted baby. Yes, they exist. We got a baby, a doll, a baby doll, not a weighted baby, a baby doll that weighed, I think it was like a 3-month-old baby. And so it's shaped like a baby and it's got weights in it. And it meant that when people tried the baby carrier on, they had something, if they didn't have a baby yet because they were pregnant, they had something on that would allow them to get the feel of whether it worked for them. And then we went out to our suppliers and we said, we would like a demo model. And in some cases, they said yes. In some cases, they offered it to us for a ridiculously cheap price, so basically their manufacturing cost. And in some cases, they said no, but they gave us a credit towards purchasing one for ourselves. We didn't ever have anybody say no, 100% no. We just had to work within the parameters. And some of them, quite clearly had demo model written across the front. There are ways that suppliers made sure that if you stopped carrying their range, you had to return it, things like that. So having this ability to offer a free trial, and we did this online as well. What we did was we just made people credit card slip for the full price, and then they got to take it away. And if they wanted to keep it, they would come back and swap one for a brand new one, and off they went. Same thing with doing it online. We offered to ship it out, and then they just sent it back when they were ready with the color or the style or however they wanted to proceed. Same thing with this chair that you can't see because we are, unless you're watching the video, in which point I can't even move to the side because I have this fancy ass ergonomic chair. It cost me nearly $2,000. But when I went into the company, and I was never going to pay that much for the chair, but when I went into the store, they offered to let me take chairs home and try them. I mean, that is amazing. But it's a high value purchase and I didn't want to be disappointed. So I tried them in store and then I brought one home to see if I liked it. This idea of a free trial can easily be used and often it doesn't have to cost you anything. A free trial can be a guarantee. It's the wording that we're talking about. So you might not call it a free trial or you can work the words guarantee into it, but it's still a guarantee. It's a guarantee that customers can give the product a go before they have to commit. And if they don't, they can have their money back. But you in the process have not lost out because it's not a refund. The money that they're getting back was only ever a deposit that they were using to hold the product while they were trying it out. So that free trial, you see it in so many tech businesses. It gives you the chance to see if you want to work this out, if this works out for you, and if that is really important for your business. And I'm even thinking in store. This is why you go to somewhere like Sephora, is they have free samples of everything, free try before you buy. That is up to you. If you are thinking right now, I can't do that, that is up to you as the CEO. If you are doing the key buying in your business, you need to be out there speaking to your suppliers and getting those samples, getting those demo models, getting the floor stock that you're going to use to allow somebody to try it at home. And I can tell you now, there are companies like Miss Amara here in Australia who sell rugs of all things, where they ship them out to you. You can put them in your house, and if they don't work, they send it back for free. but they have systems in place to help you choose the right rug. So it comes back to that point that I made just before, which is when you are offering a guarantee, quite often the reason you're uncomfortable with it is because you are not sure that you can provide the service or the requirements that a customer needs to be pretty certain that the thing that they're buying is the thing that they want. All right. And kind of similar to free trial, but not really, is this option of trying at home or trying before you buy. So this one is more for the e-commerce people, where it is really hard to compete with some of the big box stores that have free returns. But there are systems now, there are apps, there are services that are available that allow you to compete on that same level without a ridiculous cost. So you have to think about, as a online shopper, would you choose to buy from a store if you had to pay for return shipping, or if you couldn't return it? Like there are stores that I love their products, but they're only online. I don't know if they're going to fit. And so I'm not prepared to put my money out there. I'd rather go with a tried and true brand that I know works. And so this is a huge barrier to entry if you are an online store, or even if you're a physical store, but your customers are nowhere near you. If they're buying from you online, if you give them the option to try at home, what we have found, and I've spoken to people who have this service, is that number one, the average order value, even taking into account the stuff that's returned, goes up dramatically. The return rate is actually a lot lower. And customer satisfaction is ridiculously high. And also, when I said the return rate, I meant the product return rate, but the customer return rate, as in a customer coming back to shop with you, your customer's lifetime value skyrockets. Because again, this is the trust factor. This is what I see, is it what I'm going to get? This is, I don't have time to go to the store, but I still want to make choices that are right for me. So thinking about, what are those obstacles to purchase? And what are the ways that you can guarantee that your customers can get the product they want in the best way that you can? And then wrapping all that up together so that that barrier virtually disappears. We have moved so quickly when it comes to tech and software as a service and delivery models and just the way that we can get things to our customers and get them back and provide this simplified, unified experience, even at an independent retailer level. I mean, this is stuff that when I had my stores, it was not even conceivable because the cost was so ridiculously enormous that we could never implement it. But nowadays, this is what I love, the whole gig economy and sharing and people being innovative, especially online, is we can combat so much more of those objections that our customers have without having any risk ourselves, without having to spend a huge amount of money on tech infrastructure. The stuff is out there if you know where to look. But wrapping this all up in a nice little bow, I would say that if you are too scared to offer a guarantee, or if your guarantee is like everybody else's guarantee, you really have to take a good, hard CEO look at your business and work out why you can't differentiate. And then look at how many sales you're probably not getting compared to probably a big box store that has lots of different outlets, that has free returns, that has all of the things. And if you're losing out to someone like them, then that's sad, because customers actually don't like shopping at big box stores unless they're just looking for convenience. Most of your customers are going to love shopping at an independent store like yours, whether it's online or in store. They love supporting local. They love supporting indie. They're more than happy to pay a little bit extra to not give big box stores their money. So don't offer a guarantee. I'm going to sum this up with one sentence. Don't offer a guarantee because you have to. Offer it as a value proposition that works for your customer. Alrighty, that wraps up my episode all about guaranteeing, that's a little pun, how to guarantee you get more sales. I would love to hear from you. You've probably noticed I don't run any ads on this program. Sure, I might tell you about some of our products, but I don't run any paid ads. And that is because I am passionate about getting this podcast out to you guys. So I would love it and be extremely grateful if you could drop me a review, share this podcast with a friend, because I am of the opinion that there is more than enough business to go around. And maybe even, tag me in a post. Where are you listening to this right now? Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you again next week. And let me know, what is the guarantee that you are going to offer? Bye. So that's a wrap. I'd love to hear what insight you've gotten from this episode and how you're going to put it into action. If you're a social kind of person, follow me at @TheSelena and make sure to leave a comment and let me know. And if this episode made you think a little bit differently, or gave you some inspiration, or perhaps gave you the kick that you needed to take action, then please take a couple of minutes to leave me a review on your platform of choice. Because the more reviews the show gets, the more independent retail and e-commerce stores just like yours that we can help to scale. And when that happens, it's a win for you, a win for your community, and a win for your customers. I'll see you on the next episode.